How's it going, everybody? Daruuii here for One Piece chapter number 910 review. So, first of all, I know that many people are kind of feeling like this was the worst chapter of One Piece. And as for content and what it gave us, you won't be wrong. It didn't give us much content. It just gave us some character interactions. But I believe if you have like this long arc already set up, you will need to have some setup chapters for the arc. And I believe this was one of the best setup chapters. If you remember in My Hero Academia before the overhaul arc, it got really boring. Like the setup chapters were really plain, I would say that. But the One Piece setup chapters are honestly way cooler. And you know what, let's just get on to it. So first of all, we have got the cover page, and the cover page is basically the tales of the self-proclaimed Straw Hat Grand Fleet, Volume 40 Olympus arc at 4:30 p.m. I'm not sure if Oda is going to go all to till 12 p.m. because that would just get annoying. I can't stand 5 more chapters of this Olympus arc. Oda can give us some random bullshit out here, and I would be more happy than the Olympus arc. I'm just upset with the Olympus arc. And honestly, this cover story does give us a little bit of perspective onto Olympus and what kind of a person he is. So he attacked that. We can see that he has fixed the entire town, and because of poverty he's actually giving him supplies. So yeah, he's a nice guy. He's not being that piratey, but it's interesting. Oda might just be doing this because he might have some relevance of this later on, further on in the Sunny. So anyway, the chapter starts off with the new world at the sea where Luffy and the other Straw Hat Pirates are there. And you know, it just feels good when it's written Straw Hat Pirates Captain Straw Hat Luffy, bounty 1.5 billion. And it's a huge number to put into perspective. It is a large number, 1.5 billion. And it's basically they're discussing about the reverie and how so many people they have met are taking part in the reverie and are in the reverie. So Sanji is like, holy shit, so many princesses I know are in the reverie. I am a prince. Okay, Sanji is just feeling like amused by how many princes they know. But it is, see, the Straw Hat Pirates are finally realizing that there are many noble people whom they know. And it's kind of funny how most of the people they run into, most of the people they help tend to be nobles of the world. So it's like they are going against the world government who are supporting nobles, and they are also supporting nobles. This doesn't make much sense to you, but it makes a lot of sense to me in my mind. Anyway, Sanji is like, are they obsessively talking about me? And Nami shows Chopper the photo of Korea, and Carrot is like, what's the matter, Proper? And Chopper is like, Dr. Reed, it's such a long time. And right after that, Sanji is like, wow, that old hag, she's still alive. And Chopper just kicks him. And you know, as for Sanji, as for anyone in the One Piece universe, it would be surprising if someone who is 141 years is still alive. And she actually doesn't look like 141. She does look like somewhere in her late 90s, early 100s, but she doesn't look anything around 141. Anyway, so we get a full page spread of Nami and a Kraken behind her. So Nami is like, we have to definitely keep on going on, and the weather over here is really bad. And see, Nami is just talking to Brook, and suddenly there's like this Kraken who's just behind them. And it's probably one of the major, it's like where the sea life around Wano is probably mainly like these fishes, krakens, goldfishes, which have a lot of weight in Japanese mythology, octopus more specifically. And it was an octopus. I've been calling it a kraken because kraken is just clearly cooler. And suddenly a school of fishes. You know what this reminds me of? There's like this school of fishes who are climbing up a waterfall. Yeah, it reminds me of that Pokemon episode where the exact same thing happened. Just the school of fishes was a school of Magikarp, and Luffy, as soon as he looks at it, he wants to eat one of them, and Luffy just hops onto one and he's like, let's go, let's go. And Nami's like, why are you always like this, Luffy? So my impressions suck, I know. And then there's like this huge tsunami. It looks like the wave painting, which many of you must have seen. If you know anything about Japanese art, you must have seen that painting with blue waves on it. I still don't understand it completely. It looks pretty cool. I studied it for some reason. It looks cool. The color palette is also pretty cool. I want to see this get animated so bad, because just imagine this getting animated. Blue waves, Straw Hat Sea, and then everything is actually moving. It will be really cool. And then moving on, everyone's like, look at this, how clear is the water is really clear. And then suddenly they find them. This is just crazy and mindfuckery. I couldn't understand this chapter in the first two reads, because basically somehow they're jumping from one place to another. Anyway, so again they say that the fishes are climbing the waterfall, and then you can, in the waterfall, you can see some bonsai trees, and they look pretty cool. It represents the aesthetic of Wano. Anyway, and then Nami's like, that's right, this is fresh water. There must be a huge water reservoir on top of that waterfall. And I'm pretty confused how this shit works in Wano. Maybe we'll get some world building next chapter on how Wano actually works. I'll have more to talk about. This video is really short, mainly because we don't have much stuff to talk about, and I'm getting annoyed because it's too short. Anyway, Luffy just hangs on to one of the fishes, and he goes up and he takes everyone with him. And actually, Carrot is like the only one who's like, this is awesome, and everyone else is just freaked out. Even Sanji hasn't freaked out, but he is still freakishly scared. And then they get sucked into a whirlpool. This reminds me of Fishman Island for some reason. And finally, we get a scene of Sunny and Luffy and where they have ended up. And Wano's terrain is honestly pretty goddamn amazing. We're gonna have a packed arc, aren't we? This is a weird terrain. Anyway, Luffy is just sleeping over there. And this honestly gives us a perspective into how small Luffy is in comparison to Sunny. And this makes me wonder what the hell will happen to Luffy. Like, Luffy, whenever he sleeps for like 5 or 6 days. Whenever he's tired and he actually sleeps. Okay, so it might be 5 or 6 days since that time period which we were shown, and someone might be like, it's been 5 days since you were asleep, mate. Something like that may happen. And basically then there's this weird monster who starts attacking the Thousand Sunny. And Luffy's like, stop attacking my ship. I'm the captain of that ship. And Luffy's like, another huge animal appeared. And it turns out to be a baboon. And I would say this is those man-learning baboons which we saw in Mihawk. I keep on forgetting their name. And Luffy's like, it's holding a sword. As I thought this must be Wano country. And the chapter ends. It was like this 13-page chapter. I don't know what the hell is Weekly Shonen Jump doing by publishing such short chapters. But it was pretty cool seeing so much. We might get to see many cool animals next chapter. And this might even be how all the samurai in Wano actually train, by fighting large animals. Because it's kind of how Zoro trained. So it will be a good parallel. I'm not sure. But as for the Wano arc, this is just marking the beginning of it. I'm not saying, this and a lot of shit is going to happen in the Wano, which it is. A lot of shit is going to happen in the Wano arc. But I'm just telling you that be prepared for the Wano arc, because we might get to see a lot of crazy world building. That's it. This was, in my mind, this is a really scattershotted video. I won't say that this is like this perfectly flowing video. I'm just saying whatever I want to. I'm not having much ideas in my mind right now. Anyway, this chapter was honestly amazing, and next chapter will probably mark the beginning of Wano. And it's pretty much been confirmed that yes, Wano is here. Many people were speculating that it's something like what Oda did in the Dressrosa arc, in the one after 1/3 of the Dressrosa arc got over. Oda just showed us scenes of Sanji and Carrot and all of them and what they were doing. It's nothing like that. This is official stuff. Wano has begun and it's going to be Finnabook. Anyway, I have a theory regarding Wano, and I would say that this is most likely going to be true because it ties up perfectly with the feudal system and everything in Wano. But anyway, I'm probably gonna record that theory video like tomorrow or something, or day after tomorrow even, I'm not sure. But anyway, this was One Piece chapter number 910, and it marks the beginning of the Wano arc. I feel like Wano arc is going to be just crazy. Wano is a big country. We might just be in one province of Wano, and we might not even get to Zoro. They might not even talk to Zoro and those guys for a long time. But this is just the start of Wano arc, and I'm really excited for it. Anyway, we're gonna see a lot of shit like Zoro rallying up the samurai, yeah, totally. Then Kinemon asking the samurai to help them. I want to see that. I believe that when every samurai has probably agreed to help them, and then that's when the Shogun actually shows up and starts fighting. Anyway, this is Daruuii, and I'm